Alright, good morning, y'all. I just wanted to catch y'all real quick and kind of wanted to do a slight follow-up on last night, but real quick, I just wanted to take a moment, and I haven't done enough of this. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's come through and rocked with me, like I've said before. It's just amazing to see. Of course, not all the results that I have for all my videos are what I'd like for it to be right now, but, you know, it's still early for us right now. And I only look forward to what is yet to come because it's only going to end up getting better in the long run, I imagine. But with all that being said, we're going to just jump right into things. Just looking forward to seeing more of y'all here. And especially because we got some good stuff to talk about, especially with the pay-per-view last night. Now, of course, we got sort of a continuation, a commencement, or of sorts, last night of what had to have been probably the hottest storyline in all of wrestling. Arguably one of the hottest storylines that wasn't the Bloodline storyline, excuse me, in all of wrestling. I mean, and then of course everything involving Cody Rhodes in addition to that. But more than anything else, last night was actually a really good carryover from that, and it's certainly something that was much needed, not only just for the two of them, not even so much for the Undisputed Kingdom, but just with the way things had left off back at World's End, and it just... I feel like people still have a rather sour taste in their mouth from it, or a bitter taste, however you want to word that, and really it was just refreshing because, you know, MJF is even more jacked than ever, if possible. But he's coming with a different kind of energy than, you know, I really am inclined to recognize from him. It's just amazing because, like I said, I mean, I pointed this out in my video the other day, he's going to have to inject some life into this company right now because there are still some good, even great points, but it's just not as strong as it needs to be right now. And you could even argue with the pay-per-view as a whole, even for that particular moment, there were still some misses. I mean, I'm even getting a text from my best friend about that right now. I'm not really reading it, I just seen that it was him. But anyway, shout out to my man Darren. Anyway, I think it's just going to be really, really vital now that he's back. Obviously he ain't going nowhere, he ain't fucking leaving like he said, and it's just going to be really, really interesting to see where all of this winds up going from here, especially as Adam Cole continues to rehab his ankle. I think he's getting to where he's pretty much ready to go. I'd say him and Punk are at about that same point where you're going to see more and more of them in the next couple of weeks. So definitely looking forward to that because, again, it's just something that's much needed with this company right now. And, of course, this is a bit of an AEW heavy video, but for good reason. Especially when we got to talk about the champ right now. I got to be real. I'm one of the folks that have been real heavy with putting Swerve over, especially on social media, specifically Twitter. But the real issue I have with this right now, and it's really just the one title match that he had. I don't have a problem with it being Christian Cage. In fact, I applaud it. I love what Christian Cage does for a champion like Swerve with his credibility, with his history, his resume. The only problem is it impactful enough to where it's what you want to make for your world title match at Double or Nothing, when literally, like, their staple pay-per-view of the year, aside from All In, I guess you could argue All Out as well. Either way, especially All In being the WrestleMania, I guess Double or Nothing is like the Royal Rumble of sorts. But either way, you know, it's going to be really interesting because you get the Casino Battle Royal this week on Dynamite. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out of that. And it's actually to decide his next opponent at Forbidden Door. So I would certainly expect, hopefully, someone from New Japan that's prominent enough. I'm not really sure who that's going to be. I mean, it's going to be really tricky. I would like to think, even though it's fizzled out a bit, it could be Sonata. But I don't know that they're necessarily building him up, because right now Mox is your IWGP World Champion. So, man, I mean, they told a good story with this storyline, with everything that Christian tried to do involving Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, and everything where that pertained, and what Swerve did to Nick Wayne a couple of years back in their gym. But, you know, I'd like to think that somewhere along the way we could actually amp this up enough, because it doesn't feel like Swerve's title reign is anywhere near as impactful as it should be. With that being said, hopefully someone that can help with that was this man right here last night. I can't... as you see in the thumbnail, I mean, man, this man took one for the team. He literally took one for the team, the company. I mean, he took one for the culture, actually. Got set on fire by Darby Allin, you know, as he was actually trying to maim Tony Khan once again. Actually snatched Tony Khan from his gorilla position, brought him out to the stage, only for Darby to hit him with the flamethrower a la the Go Home show from this past Wednesday night. That's really funny to me, because not only does Darby actually, or does Jack actually end up scoring the pinfall win over Bryan Danielson, but he also does so with Darby hanging by his ankles at least 6 feet into the air. And the crowd actually ends up chanting, "Please help Darby." And in the end, nobody helps Darby. They don't even lower him until after the match. Like, they actually end up, like, having a thing to where it sort of looks at first like the Elite are going to actually do more damage on him, but they actually end up leaving the ring, and I think that was for the better, because if there was anyone that was taking it any more for the team than Jack Perry, has been Darby Allin. I mean, they had him ran over by a bus again. I mean, man. Either way, I would like to think just the dynamic of where they've been going with the storyline, and that's something that's kind of been lacking with all this, is just the storylines in general. I think is the argument and the issue that a lot of people have had with AEW. But with the story they've been telling, it's not quite moving the needle as strongly as you would need for it to. But at the same time, you know, they're actually going a bit better of a direction than you thought. Them putting Christian in Swerve's way as a roadblock of sorts was actually pretty smart on Tony Khan's part, because it was pretty much put out there that, you know, this was the Elite basically putting a hit out on Swerve, even though, like, Matthew and Nicholas were all buddy-buddy with the Champ, and, like, Champ basically told him, "Hit my music," and of course the Bucks have to order someone to hit their music, and, you know, just all the things that go into all of that. But either way, the point that I'm wanting to make here is, for all that's being put into that, I'd like to think this is probably the next step. I would like to think that Jack Perry would make sense winning the Casino Battle Royal on Wednesday. If not, I'm not sure who else you're going to have, because this man actually was running in New Japan, and I guess you could argue some people found it to be hot, others didn't. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. That being said, let me know what y'all think. I mean, to me, it's Swerve and Jack Perry at Forbidden Door. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll talk about this more later, because I feel like I've got a bit more on this. But, yeah. Let me know what y'all think. Of course, if you're new, subscribe, like, and share, and all that. And Thanks for rocking with me. I'll get at y'all.